So I've been traveling all over the country, speaking to universities, different groups, different city every week, having a lot of fun talking about things that are deeply important. And one of the big themes that I've been talking about is discovering what you're passionate about, right? Not what you like, what you enjoy, things that are fun, but what you're sincerely, deeply passionate about. When you have meaning behind something, you just want to do it all the time. And when you do something all the time, you create an opportunity to become very, very successful at it. Because work doesn't feel like work 12 hours a day. You're playing 12 hours a day because you love what you're doing. So first of all, we have to discover what that is. What moves you? What drives you? What makes you want to be the best in the world at what you do? There's some of those people here today. Happy Oasis, are you in the house? David Wolfe, are you in the house? A lot of these people, we're talking about passion and drive and being the best in the world at what you do, what you find meaning in. And then what do you do with that? So you discover what it is that makes you jump out of bed every day full of excitement and enthusiasm to do what you do. What next? Well, you got to create some sort of action plan, right? You got to create change. You don't wait for opportunities to come. You go out and you make opportunities. That's the only reason I'm here. 120-pound kid, decided to become vegan, wanted to be a bodybuilder since I was little. I wanted to be like He-Man, hence the long blonde hair now and the tan that's starting to come back, right? Not a chance. Nothing was given to me. People said, yeah, right. People laughed at me. But you surround yourself with certain types of people. People who will say, you know what? This person wholeheartedly believes in what they're doing. There's nothing I can do but support this person, right? And there's another type of people you say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do with my life. This is what I love to do more than anything else. And they say, yeah, right, that'll never happen. You're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not big enough. You're not slim enough. Whatever it is. Who are those people? They're our friends, our best friends, our family, our spouses, our partners. People in our life who tell us these things. Have you ever been so excited about something, you just can't wait to tell somebody, and you tell them, and they're like, yeah, right, good luck. Why don't you just stick to what you're doing now? That feeling of heart breaking, because you're sincere. You know that you can do it because you believe in yourself. And there's a quote from someone who's actually mentioned on my pants here, my biggest role model of all time, Steve Prefontaine, who was America's greatest running legend in the 60s and 70s, who said the hardest thing in the world is to believe in something. And he believed in himself, sincerely and wholeheartedly, and was the best at what he did. So as a kid, I said, you know what, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the best at what I do. And I worked hard, worked at it, and I worked at it, and I worked at it, and it was fun. I enjoyed the whole ride. And the fulfillment comes from inspiring other people, unleashing imagination. People who never thought that they could start to believe that they can. For some people, hope is all they have. Why take that away from them? Right? Giving makes the world go round. Lifting others up is so important. Giving and living selflessly is one of the best things that we can do. And for ourselves, there's an absolute reason that we can track, calculate, measure, and evaluate of why we're doing something. Hey, you know what? I want to try a raw foods diet. But you know what? I tried, it didn't work. Or I want to try a vegan diet, it didn't work. There's reasons behind this, absolute concrete reasons that we can track, measure, and evaluate. And the fundamental base of what that is that we're not really doing what we think we're doing. Let me give you a quick story as an example. I was a very small kid. I was 89 pounds when I was 14, about to go into high school. I always wanted to be bigger and stronger. And then when I became vegan, I was 120 pounds, and I was a successful runner. Did anybody see the 40-yard dash today? I had the opportunity to win that. It was a lot of fun. But I was an NCAA collegiate cross-country runner, loved it. But you know what? Right here, I wanted to be a bodybuilder. I wanted to be the strong guy. Right here, wholeheartedly believed in that. So I took something that I was talented in, gifted in, etc., but I chased something that I was passionate about. And the result was, through consistency, I allowed adaptation to occur and improved and improved and improved. The moral of the story is you absolutely can't get to point D without going through A, B, and C. If something doesn't work, it's because we're not consistent. You know what happened when I tried to go from runner to bodybuilder? Has anyone tried to change sports dramatically? Happy Oasis or anybody else? Have you tried to do something, a complete switch, and seen what happened? I was a successful runner, and I said, you know what? I've always wanted to be bigger and stronger. I'm going to start lifting weights. So for a year, I was dedicated. I was taking supplements. I was going to the gym. And after 1 year, I gained 1 pound. How excited do you think I was? Yeah, pretty pissed off. Pretty disappointed. Almost gave up. You know why that happened? I was 20 years old. What do you think I was doing? I wasn't going to the gym. I was hanging out till 3 in the morning, goofing around with friends, chasing after girls, whatever it was. I was doing anything but exercising. But I thought I was. Because we're trained naturally to remember the good things that we do, because it feels good. Yeah, I call my mom all the time. Really, every 6 months. Awesome. It's all about getting real because, you know, raw foods didn't work for me. Veganism didn't work for me. Well, we can track it and we can measure it. You know what? I started a different program. Has anyone heard of the Body for Life program by Bill Phillips? Body transformation program, a few people. What is that? What is Bill Phillips really doing? He's making sure that we write down everything that we eat. Everything that we train, even down to the rest periods in between. All he is doing is requiring accountability. When I started doing this, I wrote down every single thing that I was eating, and I encourage everyone to do that because it'll really open up your eyes. Yeah, I eat 80% raw foods. Switch it around. It's probably 20% when you really are honest with yourselves, and that's where we can create change. So when I did that, new program, I gained 16 pounds in 6 weeks. I gained more pounds than the next 6 weeks of this 12-week program. Within a year, I was this 155-pound kid to 185-pound competitive bodybuilder, and I was in these millions of magazines that I wanted to be in for myself, to inspire other people, through consistency, which leads to adaptation, which improvement is a byproduct of, which success follows. It's a system that you can apply to absolutely anything. And I have a couple quotes I want to leave you with, because I think they're fundamentally important and essential that we pay attention to them and take them very, very seriously and think about how this can apply to you. One is an anonymous quote. I want everyone to listen up for this. Anonymous quote that says, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strong pull of what you love." Sure, maybe you're not the most talented, you're not the most gifted at this, but you love to do it and you want to be the best in the world at it. Well, you know what? I know a lot of people, including some people here and all over the world, that are absolutely the best at what they do because they love it. They found what they're passionate about. They found what drives them. They found what has wholehearted, deep meaning in their lives, and they pursue it without limitations. They go for it all the way. And you know, I said there's two groups of people that will say, yeah, right, or you know what? I'm going to support this person. I call it like the, excuse me for this example, but you'll see what I mean, like the kicking puppy situation. When you see someone who's so driven to achieve something, to be cynical or criticize or make fun of this person, is like kicking a puppy. It doesn't make sense. It's so hard to believe in anything. Right here, to really believe in something, to take that away from someone and say, yeah, right. I've done a lot of work lately, all over the country, and I've dedicated it all to the millions and millions of dreams that have gone unfulfilled because someone in our life that we trusted said we could never do it. And most people didn't have that belief in themselves that they could do it, like Mahatma Gandhi had, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had, like Michael Jordan had. It's fundamentally important. And the final quote I'm leaving you with today, And if you're anywhere in the vicinity, I want you to listen up for a moment, because this could change the way you look at everything. I want you to think about how this applies to your work, your health, your relationships, your activism, and the time that you have here on this planet. Mark Twain said that 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. We don't want to go back and say, yeah, I wonder what might have been. There was someone in my life who was suffering from illness. I could have said something. I could have prolonged their life. I could have helped somebody. I could have pursued something that I love to do more than anything else, but I didn't do it because I was afraid to, or because my mother, father, my best friend said I wasn't good enough to do it. I'm going to say it again, then I'm going to leave you and get some music on here. But I want everyone to listen to that. That 20 years from now, you'll actually be more disappointed by the things you didn't do, the changes you didn't make, the things you didn't say to people who needed to hear it. Pursue what you love to do. Chase it, achieve it, live it, and it's the best kind of personal fulfillment and satisfaction you could ever imagine. I absolutely guarantee it. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Freedom and the kitchen staff. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everyone who was involved. I love the competition today. Thank you, David Wolfe, who has paved the way for so many of us to do what we do through inspirational work, through healthy work, and reaching a lot of people. Thank you so much. Enjoy the Raw Games. You're all beautiful. Thank you very much.
I have been very impressed by this man. Very impressed. I've been impressed by his confidence. I've been impressed by he is who he is, and there's no apology for it. He just is who he is, and it's all with a smile. I've been very impressed by him this weekend that we spent here at the Raw Games.